Alright, here's the 411, folks. Just give him one of these.
Welcome to episode 29 of the 411, folks. My name is Scott. I'm here with Kiarn.
Hello.
We are back and we are ready to talk games. Kiarn, welcome back to the 411, folks.
It's good to be back. It's been a little while.
Last time you were here, we pretty much dedicated the whole time to Dragon Ball Z,
Yes,
Dragon Ball Super, lots of other different anime. But today, we are going to talk Assassin's Creed.
Yes, we are.
So, I think to begin with, we will talk about all the Assassin's Creed games that have come out so far, except for all the mobile stuff and all the Chronicles and all that. So, I've got a list up here of all the Assassin's Creed games. So, we've got 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, number 3, Rogue, 4, Black Flag, Unity, and Syndicate.
Yeah.
And I've got the Metacritic scores next to the games. So Metacritic, do you know what Metacritic is?
Yeah, they basically just rate games on performance and playability and stuff
so
like that.
they've got a critic review score and a user review score. So the critic review score is pretty much all review scores put together to make an average score, and the user review score is normal people playing the game review scores. So we're gonna go through the list of what the least popular Assassin's Creed game is to the most popular Assassin's Creed game is, and then we'll compare it to what we think ours is. Okay, so according to the critics, the worst Assassin's Creed game is Unity, with a score of 7.2. That, I think, is just all stems from when it first got released, all the bugs.
Yes, I'd say that is probably the case because it was the first one. Well, Black Flag was the first one to come out on the new generation systems of Xbox One, PS4.
Yeah.
However, that was still on the 360. However, with Unity, this was brand new on the Xbox One only, and they boasted, and PS4, they boasted superior graphics, superior everything, and the amount of bugs and just shocking graphics of some of the parts that came through would really have brought that score down. And to be honest, I'm not surprised purely due to that fact.
I thought they because there was a massive update that came through. It was like 20 gigs or something to fix all the bugs. Don't they redo the review after that? I thought some people did redo their reviews.
Yes, they might, but I mean, you've still got all that negative connotation beforehand that you got to get past as well. Because I mean, you would still be playing the game and you would just be thinking, this was not what it was when it came out. But other than that, I actually didn't mind the gameplay. It was nice to be in France. I did like that part. And it was still a typical nice Assassin's Creed game. But yeah, I do reckon when it was released, just because of how well they tried to represent it, has brought their score down when it didn't deliver.
Before we go any further as well, I think we should mention which ones we've played and which ones we haven't.
Yes.
So out of all the ones that I've mentioned, the only ones that I haven't touched is Unity and Rogue.
Okay, the ones I haven't touched are Rogue and Syndicate.
So neither of us have played Rogue. So, okay.
So we can't really talk much about that. And that's purely because when the Xbox One came out and they brought out Unity, they brought out Rogue on the 360 so that the 360 didn't miss out on a new Assassin's Creed game.
Right.
But by that point, we were already playing Xbox One, so we didn't get to Rogue.
So yeah, Unity is the worst. The next is Rogue. With a score of 7.4. So we won't really talk about that because we don't really know. But from what I've seen, it looks pretty much exactly like Black Flag.
Yes.
Just in a different setting.
But I'd say the thing with that too would be they put all this work into Unity and then they've just gone, okay, we need to get out a 360 game. So they've hastily put it together.
Or did they put all that work into Unity?
Well, true. Yeah, but I'd say it's got that much of that low of a score just because I don't reckon anyone would have paid that much attention to it with the new generation consoles just coming out. But yeah, so that's about all we'll really talk about Rogue anyway because we haven't played it.
According to the critics, the next one is Assassin's Creed Syndicate with a score of 7.8.
Yes.
So I played Syndicate, and I think it is a really good game. The major mechanic that's different about this one is that you have the big hook thing that you can sort of shoot out. It's like a Spider-Man thing where you shoot out and grab onto things, and you can just coil yourself up. But they needed this for this game because of where it is. So you're in London, and it's not just where, you're usually in a European city where all the buildings are really close together.
Yes.
This one, the buildings are not close together. So they're really far apart. The roads are really big. So you kind of need the big hook grapple thing to swing across. Yeah. So that's probably where that mechanic came from. And the reason the roads are so big is because of how you can get into the horse carriage things and drive them around.
Oh yeah,
It's sort of like a GTA thing. You can get into any horse carriage, it's pretty much exactly the same, except you're not in a car. And so I thought it was really good. Now, I had a major break from Assassin's Creed after Black Flag. I skipped Unity, I skipped Syndicate, and I've just recently put Syndicate in and played it, and I've played about 30 hours of it. It is a good game, but I think I think I would agree with the 7.8 because I do prefer the others.
Well,
as well, so.
I know a lot of people that have played Syndicate, and the vibe I got from them that it was actually a really good game. They liked the whole leveling system in the game.
And the two characters.
Yes.
It's the first one of the two characters. So.
And they really liked it. So I'm a little... Oh, actually, no, it's not. Assassin's Creed 3 had two characters in it.
Yeah, but...
But yes, I know where you're coming from. So I'm a little surprised it's third worst. But then again, I can't really comment for myself as I've never played it.
So how many other... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's number 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, number 7.
Number 7, sorry. Number 6 is Assassin's Creed Revelations with a score of 8. I enjoyed this one.
So did I. I really enjoyed this one. This was a good one.
I loved the bits where you could play as Altair when he's older.
Yes,
you got to play great with him in the stage of his life, and it was a really good throwback because we haven't seen him since the original Assassin's Creed.
No, we haven't, and it really tied in that he was the master assassin. He was the first and the greatest of all these assassins, and linked into all the other stuff he did, because all we really found in number 1 was that he found the atom.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Whereas this one at least links into what he did after and all this stuff, and it was really, really nice. And even the map in Revelations was good.
Oh, it was
in
awesome.
Constantinople.
People were getting a little bit over the European setting.
Yeah.
So to take it back to what Assassin's Creed sort of was, was really good. It was a good move.
It was a nice comeback, and I'm a little surprised with that, especially considering what the next rank is. Especially considering what the
number 5.
Yes, number 5. I'm really surprised that this one's lower than it. Just because I really liked Revelations.
Yeah. No, so number 5 is the original Assassin's Creed.
Oh, sorry, I mean number 4. I'm a little surprised that it's below that. But
number 5, the original Assassin's Creed, which is a game that I actually really enjoy.
Yes, it's a great game. But I think it deserves its spot purely because after a little while it gets very repetitive.
Yeah, really repetitive, yeah.
And the pure fact that you can't skip the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And the cutscenes are so long and
a lot of talk.
Very biblical as well. I mean, brilliant game. Started off this amazing franchise, but if they released a revised edition or even just a remastered edition, it would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Once again. And even if they just had mechanics from number 2 or any of them now, it would be...
Yeah, just a revamp.
Yeah, a revamp.
Of that, and just some newer, this is they've got 9 mainline games now, so there's heaps of things that they've done to the franchise. So if they go back to that game and sort of redo some things to it, put in some new mechanics, then it'll be good.
You don't even have to change any of the weapons, because I know that it was very basic weapons back then, like hidden blade, sword. It would be nice if you could still change different weapons or stuff like that, but just make it more open map again. Or
I think building more atmosphere. So you've got some really good city design or whatever. If you revamp the graphics and then maybe fill the world with a lot more people and make the streets busier and with people doing lots of things that they would have done back in that time, and just things like that
would be good.
Yeah. Create a more living, breathing world.
Yeah.
So number 4, is Assassin's Creed 3.
Now, I don't like this being number 4.
This is the worst game.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Because...
sorry, I won't, but I'd say it's my second least favourite game.
Assassin's Creed 3 is the only one that I don't own, because it's the only one that I've traded in.
Okay.
All the others I really want to keep forever. This one, I will never go back to it. I think it had something...
I never would either.
What didn't you like about it?
I hated how it started, really.
Yeah.
Starting off as what was his name?
Not Edward, is it?
Oh, no, it's
Haytham. Yeah.
I hated starting off at that. Yeah. And then just actually branching into Edward. No, not Edward. It's Connor. The way it got started, it was just too slow. And there wasn't enough... because in all the other Assassin's Creeds, it's always been... Father was an assassin, did all this stuff, and you sort of take the mantle. Where in this one, it's just like, Father is a Templar. And...
you don't find out he's evil until right at the end of playing him, really.
Yeah. So. But even, when you could not run as Haytham, that was a deal breaker. You couldn't do anything as him, and it was annoying. Connor, he had some good mechanics, and I didn't mind being in the wilderness. I reckon they could have done that really, really well, like running up trees, and they did do all that.
That's where they introduced the tree climbing and everything.
Yeah, and it would have been really good, but I reckon you should have actually based the entire game around being in the wilderness and just left the cities out of it. Because the whole thing in that game is you're one of the Indian tribe who could do all this amazing hunting and all that sort of stuff. Have a bow.
But just wait for them to come to you kind of thing.
Yeah, like set traps, set all this sort of stuff. And it could have been great. But you end up going into the city and then it just became bogged down.
Just another Assassin's Creed game kind of thing.
Yeah, and especially after Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, it's sort of just... our expectations just were too high, I reckon. It was a good one to conclude the Desmond story.
That's what I was just going to say. It concluded the Desmond story.
Yes, and I'm still a little bit on that.
Yeah.
If they concluded the Desmond story, that's fine, but they should have at least kept going with the overall story. Whereas now it's just, you're in Abstergo, you're going through memories. There's no overarching sense to the real world.
Yeah.
Whereas with Desmond, you could actually relate this back to the real world of still trying to stop the Templars. And I was waiting for the day that it became Assassin's Creed and you're in the modern world.
Yeah. That's what everyone wanted.
Yes, it would have been great. If
people
you did that
people are saying that's Watch Dogs now, but...
Yes, I know. But you should have done that for Assassin's Creed 3.
That's right.
You still could have cut back to Connor back in that time, but going around doing more just reconnaissance or typical Assassin's Creed stuff, climbing up buildings, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It should have concluded Desmond's story playing mainly as Desmond.
Yes.
So with the other games, or with all of them, you play mainly as the assassin in the periodic time. This should have changed it as you sometimes play as Connor in the periodic time, but most of it is in the real modern world city.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool twist.
Yeah.
And that would have been a major step up, because remember Assassin's Creed and then Assassin's Creed 2, there was this major jump.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2 and then the Brotherhood and Revelations, going to Assassin's Creed 3, a major jump to go to a modern world setting.
Yes, it would have been nice. It still was a major jump to go to the Americas.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as big a jump because into Brotherhood and Revelations, they start introducing guns and everything like that.
Yep.
And jumping to number 3, it's not that big of a leap, really. Because it's still the same sort of setting.
I mean, there were some really cool introductions, like we said, tree climbing.
There was some really good
all the
mechanics introduced into it.
Yeah.
But I think it just
he
fell
used
short.
the what's it called? The weapon he's always used.
Tomahawk.
Yeah, the tomahawk. That was where
cool.
that came in.
Yeah. But yeah, I reckon if you played as Desmond, because he was supposed to be the grand link to every assassin, every great assassin in history. So obviously Connor, Ezio, Altair, but also Edward. Also, I'm blanking on the other guys' names now.
Edward was from Black Flag.
Yeah,
Wasn't he? Yeah.
The one from Unity, I think, was Francis.
That doesn't ring a bell.
No, it doesn't.
He had a cooler name than Francis. Evie and was Syndicate was Evie. The girl was Evie.
Yeah,
and some
but
other dude,
he had this whole link to it, so I was actually still really disappointed that they just ended the Desmond line.
Yeah.
Because it still would have been cool, even if they didn't jump into the modern world right in number 3.
Yeah.
But like build up to it throughout it all, so you were gradually doing more and more and more to stop Abstergo.
Now, because I haven't played Unity, I've played Syndicate, but how much of the real world is in Unity?
Not
Do you
much.
control a person like you do in Black Flag?
Very little.
In Syndicate, you do not control anyone. There's a
there's
few
very
cutscenes here
yeah,
and there,
you
but that's
see
it.
you see outside.
Yeah.
You're just someone's talking to you into
Yeah.
a computer saying this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And then you're inside the Animus, basically doing.
That was the real big thing for me with Black Flag. You were immersed into this pirate world, this Caribbean world, and then all of a sudden you're in this office building in this modern world, and then you were sort of cracking codes on these computers. That was really cool because when I was cracking the codes on these computers, I was like, "Am I playing Assassin's Creed anymore?" It was like, I thought it was really cool, but then now it's lost.
Yeah, it was a really nice thing they had going where you were immersed in this really old historical place, and then you suddenly jump to the modern world doing modern things like just anything really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was nice how it was very juxtaposed in a way, like just very completely opposite, and it gave you a nice refresher because I mean, in all games you can sort of get locked into doing the same thing all the time. Whereas in this, you would be doing that. You'd start to get into a thing going, okay, I'm doing it. And then you'd be out of it.
Yeah.
Doing something else. And it was really, really nice.
So number 3 is... I've got the gold, silver, and bronze here. Number 3 is Black Flag.
Now, this was my least favourite.
What?
Yeah.
You're joking.
One particular reason, and this is the only reason... Number 3 isn't my least favourite.
Okay, go.
I hated... How would you say this? I hated the pirate ship. I hated
That's
controlling
Assassin's
it.
Creed 3.
No, it's 4.
No, but
You
3
do it in number 3 as well, but
Yeah,
not
but
as
it's-
much in number 4.
But number 4 is so much more better. It's so much easier to control. Number 3 is just junk.
Yeah, I know, but I think I got locked into the pattern of in number 3, I was trying to do it then. And then I've got into number 4, and it's hit the pirate ship again, and I've gone, not this again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? I loved the whole sea, open world, go to different islands. That was
It was such a
really
good-looking game
good.
as well.
Yes, it was, but
Wait, did you play it on 360?
I played on 360, not the 1.
Mine was on 1, so I was like...
I've still got it on 1 because it
Yeah.
came through with my Xbox, so I might give it another go. Because I really liked the idea behind it. It was great. So I will give it another go, and hopefully I will see what everyone else sees in it. But I think also I was so let down with number 3. I think I've lowered my expectations for number 4, and then when I've seen the ship, I've just gone no.
Yeah, I mean, 3 did not get a good reception at all.
No.
And then...
Which is why I'm very surprised it's 4th.
Yeah.
Especially beating
Well,
Revelations.
this is critic reviews as well.
Yes.
We'll get to the user review scores next. But 3 got a bad rap. No, not many people liked the sailing. And then a year after, they released a game based on the sailing.
Yes.
But that's because this game was in development before Assassin's Creed 3 was released. So they had no,
Yeah,
choice.
they
But luckily, Black Flag was received really, really well.
Yeah.
So let's move on to number 2, which is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Yeah. I reckon this deserves a spot. I loved it.
Yeah, when I played this game, this game for me, I got halfway through it and then I stopped for a long time because I played number 1 and 2 in a row straight away, and then I picked up Brotherhood, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of a bit over it.
See, I was the other way around. I played number 1, and I got about, because I'd already seen most of the game at that point.
Yeah.
I got about 3/4 of the way through, and then could not go on with the dialogue or the cutscenes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I had a break from number 1 to 2 of about 3 years. It was a very long time. And then I just saw them sitting there one day and went, oh my God, I have not played these games.
Yeah.
I gotta finish number 1.
Yeah.
And
So
then get into
at
number
that
2.
point, which one was out? Like, how many games were out?
Revelations was just starting to come out.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So it was probably a good month before Revelations was coming out. So then I played number 2 and I thought, all right, let's just get into this. I gotta start getting into these games.
Yeah.
Played number 2, loved it, and then I went straight into Brotherhood because I was so into that number 2 feeling that I went, I gotta play more.
Yeah.
I gotta play more. So I hadn't come off 2 games already.
Yeah.
I had only really come off one, and I got to Brotherhood, and it just delivered. I mean, it wasn't as open world because you're only confined
Just
to
in
Rome,
yeah.
but they still made Rome big enough that it still felt like you're more or less in an open world. I mean, it was good in the sense that you knew exactly where you were running every time, and it was getting, it was really good that way. I also like the fact that you are building up your own brotherhood.
Yeah.
You are building up your own assassin's guild, basically.
Yeah.
And you can actually handpick your assassins and raise them to be better and better and better, get them stronger, and that game just delivered for me.
That was a really cool addition to the game, how you are leveling up your own assassins. You send them on missions to do things, and that was really cool. Because they didn't do that in number 2.
No, they
got
didn't.
brought in Brotherhood. But they've stopped that now. That doesn't happen anymore.
I know.
It's a really cool feature that's missing.
It was a really good feature. And I'm kind of sad that they've stopped it now.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, also the other thing of finding all of the legendary items, like, what was it? I know in number 2 you found all of Altair's armor and all that, but you found all those really good, like you found the best weapon, the best armor and all that. They were just really fun to try to find in the city. And the other thing too, that all of the other Assassin's Creed games, except for Brotherhood and maybe Revelations, they've put flags everywhere and feathers and stuff like that. But you're in such a big open world, it's almost impossible to find them all unless you actively go searching and grinding for them. Whereas in Brotherhood, you were in this more or less confined place, so you could actually go, all right, I want to collect all of these, run around the city, and at least know you're going to at least find them all. And it wasn't, I guess it just wasn't as big a daunting task to try to get the 100%.
Yeah.
Whereas especially in number 1, there was so many flags and stuff you had to
It was
get.
ridiculous.
There was no way you're going to 100% that game in any realistic time.
Okay, number 2. Oh, sorry, no.
Number 1.
Number 1. So Brotherhood got a score of 9.0. Number 2. I mean, sorry. I keep saying number 2 because it is Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes.
That is number 1.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2, of course, number 1. To a lot of people as well. A lot of people consider this to be the best Assassin's Creed game. It's got a Metacritic score of 9.1, which is incredibly high.
Yeah.
Because it is an average score of all reviews.
Yes.
So that's massive.
So that's very, very high.
So do you agree?
Yes, I certainly agree. This is definitely my favourite Assassin's Creed game. I know, it just got everything right. There wasn't a moment in the game that I thought, this is just boring. I mean, it had that nice open world that everyone's looking for, but you could customize your assassin, which number 1 was sorely lacking in, but you could just do so much more in the game. It was just, I guess also they got the place right. I mean, Rome in that era was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved the Italy setting. it was a massive difference from the original Assassin's Creed. And I played these both in a row, right? So as soon as I finished the original Assassin's Creed, it wasn't like, it was kind of, I finished it in like a week or something, and it was kind of like a real drag.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was like, I
Doing
just
this
got to
again.
get through it kind of thing. Some bits were like that. As soon as I put on number 2, man, I was in.
Yeah.
The first tutorial kind of mission where you're fighting the gang on the street.
Yeah.
And then when you knock some guys out and you're getting the money, that was the first, like, Assassin's Creed 1 didn't have any currency kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're getting money, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just straight away, it just felt so much better. And it really worked because you got to know the assassin from before he was an assassin.
Yeah.
So in Assassin's Creed, the original, it
You
kind of
were
was
already
kind
an
of
assassin.
confusing to
Yeah.
start with. I didn't really know what was
You
going
were just
on.
thrown into this
Yeah.
giant world where everything is already set, and they just like go with it.
Yeah. So this really got you into the story, and it's like a revenge story. So your parents were sort of, killed first thing, and then you've got to.
I also liked in this one, you started off from birth.
Yeah.
You actually followed his life, and it made you
You got to see
connect
him be born. Yeah.
a lot more. And that's why Brotherhood and Revelations were such good games in my mind, because you were still following on his legacy. Whereas, I mean, number 1, first of all, you're thrown in the deep end. You're already Altair. But it just ended. You got the Adam. That was it. Whereas number 2, you started from birth. You went all the way up from child to teenager. And I think all of number 2, you were more or less a teenager
Pretty much.
20.
/20, yeah.
And you got to the end. And then
Where
Brotherhood...
Ezio's like sort of grey hair and everything. And
you've gone through like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s,
Yep.
60s. And I think in Revelation, he's almost 80.
Yeah.
And
I think you do play a couple scenes where he's old.
Yeah.
Isn't it towards the very end of the game? He's just sort of walking, and doesn't he just sit on his chair and you see him die or something because of old age? He dies of old age.
I think something like that.
Sorry for spoilers, but
It's
came
been a
out a while ago.
been a very long time since I've played Revelations. But it was just, you actually connected with the character a lot more and followed his journey along rather than just snippets of going, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Which is what Assassin's Creed 1, 3, Black Flag, all of them did. You've never really followed a character from birth all the way to the end of their life and just see all the amazing stuff they did as an assassin.
And that's what made the 3 Ezio games so prolific.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that's why they're releasing them now as a remastered trilogy.
Exactly. It was just brilliant how they did it, and I really wish if they ever do number 1 again, because I'd really like to know Altair's story.
Altair,
Yeah, because he was the first of the best assassins.
Yep.
I mean, we know Ezio's story. He was the master assassin, or what was it? He was one of the grand assassins, basically.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to know Altair's full story. It
Yeah.
would be great.
Okay, so let's look at the user scores now. As you can see, well, you're not looking at it, but it pretty much follows the same path as the
pretty
critic
much.
score. So the worst game is Unity, again.
Yeah.
But the scores on the user scores are much lower. So
Yes, much lower.
this score is 4.8.
compared to
So
7.2.
So this game got destroyed by
Yeah.
the users.
Okay, and again, I would say that is
just
purely from the bugs.
People
because,
got it out of the box, put
Yeah.
it in, and they were like, fuck this.
yeah, they're just like, this is crap.
Yeah.
And then when they've finally come and gone, all right, we've remastered it all, it was too late. They'd already gone, nah, it was crap. And yeah, it was just that kind of stigma that has brought this game down.
So number 8, critic side was Rogue. This time it's Syndicate.
Yeah.
So people didn't really like Syndicate.
That's surprising. I mean,
It's
I haven't talked to too many people about it, but from the people I have talked to about it, they really liked it.
And the general feeling that I get when I'm watching, reviews, YouTube videos and everything, people seem to like Syndicate. Syndicate's like a comeback for Assassin's Creed after Unity. So I don't know, that score kind of confuses me, but
I mean, it could be getting to the point where it's a bit like people are like, I want something really nice and new.
yeah, it's a bit this was like the 8th game in a row.
Yeah.
Now they're taking the break. So yeah, I think this is people just getting over it.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Assassin's Creed 3,
Which I'm
where it
very
belongs.
happy about. Yes,
Even
where it
further down.
belongs.
Yeah, so At least we get a. I mean, that's a massive difference. The user score is 6.9. The critic score is 8.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a massive difference there.
I mean, that's showing what the game is really like
Yeah.
and why, well, both of us really didn't like the game. It
Yeah.
just, I mean, the critic score, they're not rating off what everyone else sees. They're rating off game mechanics,
Yeah.
all this sort of stuff.
How well it works. And
Yeah, how well everything works. Whereas the users are rating off story, are rating off even mechanics still, but like just overall experience, which, yeah, it's where it belongs.
That was 7. Number 6.
Tied.
Oh, it is tied. Yeah. So Revelations and Rogue on 7.5.
Again, can't comment about Rogue,
Yeah.
but 7.5. It's not that bad of a score. I mean, it's only a difference of 0.5 from the critic score.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad. I'm happy that's at 5th/6th.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. So yeah, not too much to say about that. I'm just glad it's above number 3, to be honest.
Yeah. Number 4 is Assassin's Creed the original. So last time this was number 5. So number 4 is a step up. The users enjoy this, even though the user score is lower.
Yeah.
So the 7.7 and the critic score is higher. So the critic score is just always generally higher.
Yeah.
If you look at it. So Assassin's Creed, original Assassin's Creed is just in the middle there. 4th and 5th spot on both sides.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good game, but it just doesn't stand out amongst the crowd of all the other games, especially number 2. But, I mean, it was still a very good game.
Yeah. So number 3, number 2, and number 1 are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Black Flag is number 3, Brotherhood number 2, and Assassin's Creed 2 number 1. Just with lower scores.
Yeah.
As well. So yeah. I mean, I still, that's a pretty good top 3 for both sides, I think.
Yeah, I reckon. And seeing the score, I might definitely have to play Black Flag again.
Yes. You need
definitely get my stigma over the boats off, and
well, I mean,
I sound like Tony Abbott now.
It's such a big part of the game.
Yeah.
And to get all, if you want to upgrade all your weapons and all your costumes and everything, you need to do
pillage other ships.
Yes. And that's a big, it's really annoying to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing that, you're getting wanted. Your wanted thing goes up, and then you need, So, I mean, that could have been tweaked a little. You shouldn't have to rely on that so much.
Yeah.
There could have been another option to go get your other things. You can get it by unlocking chests, just going around so now, Kiarn, for our list. Now maybe we should pause, take a break, and maybe actually write our own lists before we do it. We'll be back. And we are back. We have made our lists. Who wants to go first?
I reckon you should go first.
All right, let's do it. Before we start, we're gonna leave out the two ones that we haven't played. So I'm gonna leave out Rogue and Unity,
and I'm gonna leave out Rogue and Syndicate.
Okay.
Just because we don't think it's fair to rank them, considering we haven't played them.
That's right. All right, my worst one is number 3.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like I said before, I traded it in. I'm not going to play it again. The others I actually feel like playing again. So
Yes.
it is annoying that it is part of the conclusion for Desmond as well.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play the Desmond story
you have to play number 3.
So that's annoying. So next one is Assassin's Creed 1.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but just because of the strength of the other games, I can't put it higher than that. Next one on my list is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is what I'm playing at the moment. I don't really like the setting of London.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of London. And I don't really like going from Black Flag, which was this nice, bright Caribbean. London is just this dark, dingy town.
Yeah, okay.
I just really don't enjoy the setting. And, yeah, basically.
Okay.
After that, Revelations, which is a game that I love. Just because of how you do get to play Ezio as an old man and Altair as an old man. It just concludes Ezio's story. Probably should have concluded Desmond's, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon that
You know,
that would have been a better one to conclude
Yeah.
on.
because in Revelations, it could be just the conclusion. Everyone thought this would have been like. I think when this was coming out, people were thinking this is the final Assassin's Creed game.
Yes, actually, I was thinking
Yeah.
that. And then they came out with number 3, and I kind of wished it was
Yeah.
the final one, but
Next on my list is Brotherhood. So this is my top 3 now. So Brotherhood, awesome game because of Rome. I didn't enjoy it the first time I played it. Second time I played it, loved it. So it took me the second time to do it.
yeah. But I mean, that was because you had been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed before.
So I got into Assassin's Creed quite late, and when I was buying them, I think number 3 was out.
Okay.
So I played number 1, 2, and Brotherhood all together at the same time. Had a little break, came back, finished off Brotherhood, played Revelations, played number 3, and then I was like, need another break.
Yeah.
Second best is Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
Closely followed by the best number 1, 4, Black Flag. Not much between them. Just number 2, I love because you get to start off as Ezio as a teenager. You get to see his story, and I loved Italy as a setting. You get to travel all around Italy. The ending to Assassin's Creed 2 is my favorite by far. You go to Rome. The first time you go to Rome, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
And what is it? You go and fight. I forgot what it was like, but you're in like one of these really, really religious buildings or something. It's like the Pope's building or something. And then you fight this guy in a red suit or something. I don't know. It was just really, really cool the way they ended that game. Black Flag. I can't really remember the ending, but to be honest, I just loved the setting. You can't beat that. The Caribbean, a game set in that, and it was my first game played on the Xbox One. I was amazed by the graphics, everything to do with that. So, so that's my list.
All right, we'll get to mine. Now, worst. What can you guess that would be? Of course, it's number 3. Okay. Purely just all the reasons we've explained. We've covered this time and time again. All right. Second least favorite for me was Unity. I didn't think it was a bad game, but I just don't think it was better than any of the others on my list.
I'm really excited to play Unity just because it's set in France.
Yes.
And I love France.
Yeah. It's a good game, but just for me, it doesn't beat the other ones above it.
You know what annoys me about this game as well?
What?
Okay, Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and 4. Oh, wait, 2 and Brotherhood, set in Italy, so they have Italian accents.
Yeah.
Unity is set in France, but they have English accents.
Yes, I know.
That pisses me off.
Yes.
I want the full French experience. Give me French accents.
Yeah, which is what they should have done as
Yeah.
well. That's probably another reason why it was ranked a bit lower.
I love those Italian accents from the original games. You know?
Yes, it was good, and that contributes to the whole thing about number 2. Why it was so good. All right, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth on my list is number 1.
Yep.
Okay, purely just because it was great to set it off, but it became a bit monotonous and very long-winded.
Yep. Just a great setting though, a great character.
Yep.
That's why it's beats the others.
4th on my list, surprisingly, is Black Flag. I didn't think it would come up this high, but
yeah, because before when we were talking about it, you said this is my worst.
Yeah, I know, but I guess after this conversation, I've started to go up a little bit, but the setting was just amazing. To be honest, nothing can beat that.
You just get to dock at this random island and go explore the island. Some islands would just be wilderness, like jungles, and some islands would be these really cool pirate cities. And,
or some just might be a little divot of sand.
Yeah, like a tiny little thing with a rock and a tree or something. Yeah. It was cool.
I'm actually kind of surprised that that's up a little bit higher, but I've got to play it again now. 3rd on my list is Brotherhood. So I'll read out my top 3 just to give reasons why they placed in here. So it goes third Brotherhood, second Revelations, and first two.
So the Ezio collection.
Ezio collection is my top three. So the reason I've put Revelations above Brotherhood is purely because you also get that added feeling of Altair on top. Also, you're in a nice new location, and it's just, I don't know, it separated that little bit more. Whereas 2 and Brotherhood are still very closely tied in together. But then you go to Revelations where you're a lot further on in life, and I don't know, it brings a nice conclusion.
There's a big time gap there, isn't there? Yeah.
But it brings a nice conclusion to it all. So that's why Revelations for me has beaten Brotherhood, just because
I love the bit in Revelations how you're in that big underground working thing, that big underground tunnel thing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's good. And yes, number 2, obviously for the reasons we've listed before, is my number 1. But I also liked in number 2, it linked you in with the history a bit more, like the history of this place. So you met Leonardo da Vinci, you met all these other iconic people in that time, and it sort of just made you feel like you were there.
Yeah.
And especially with the Leonardo da Vinci thing, you were helping him build all his inventions. You were helping him.
Well, wasn't he the one that gave you a tour around Venice?
Yes, he was. And it was really nice, and it just pulled everything in together and made you feel like, okay, I'm actually here. Let's do this. Yeah. So that's my list.
So, overall, I'd have to agree that Assassin's Creed 2 is the big winner here, because it's the highest on the critic score, highest on the user score, highest on your list, and second highest on mine. So it's just an amazing game. Yeah,
and again, it's purely just because you've had number 1, you're in this really drab Middle Eastern place, and then you suddenly come into this city full of life, and just...
And the masquerade parades and everything.
Yeah, exactly. It linked you in with all the history and everything.
Yeah. They built a really good world.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk Assassin's Creed 5.
5. Okay, let's call it that.
Will it be called that? Let's just code name it Assassin's Creed 5.
5. Yeah.
What do we want from Assassin's Creed 5?
Well, first let's talk location.
Yeah.
So,
Assassin's Creed games,
you'd want something with a nice history behind it.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I wouldn't... Australia. That would be there's a lot of places
Assassin's
to hide out here.
Uluru.
Yes, exactly. No, I was actually thinking maybe put a bit of an Asia twist on it. I mean, I know Rogue was set in Asia. A little bit. I haven't played Rogue.
Yeah.
But, to be honest, I wouldn't mind actually a Japanese-themed one.
A lot of people are saying Japan.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Or even China.
Yeah.
But I think Rogue was set in China.
We've had Chronicles that is in China. Assassin's Creed Chronicles
that's what
China.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I reckon Japan would just give you this nice atmosphere, and again, bring in all the history. I mean, Japan has a rich history.
Yeah.
So you could easily do that. Bring in this huge amount of atmosphere and everything like that, and then start to build on our typical Assassin's Creed style like that.
It ties in well in Japan. You're an assassin, you could be a ninja or a samurai.
Yes, exactly. Like, actually, you know what? That could have actually been where the legend of ninjas and that came from.
Yeah.
Like,
they
assassins.
Were assassins. Yeah.
That's what they were. They jumped. They did all of this parkour stuff, which is basically what ninjas do. They hide in plain sight. They do all of this stuff. So that could tie in really nicely with the story.
So, yeah, you could be
the first
just like
ninja.
In Black Flag, you're a pirate, right?
Yeah.
They don't really talk much about you being an assassin. It goes into that, but you are a pirate.
Yeah.
In Assassin's Creed, if it was a Japan one, you're a ninja.
But
you know?
again, that's basically an assassin.
Yeah. So yeah, it could. You know, that would influence the kind of things you would wear and everything. The kind of your weapons you'd have. You know, the little star throwing things.
Yes,
and
exactly.
So,
knives, everything like that. It would also allow for rappelling off buildings, throwing up, like what they did in Syndicate, you said, grappling onto other buildings and stuff like that. It would all tie in nice and well. And yeah, I reckon that would be a very good setting for the next one. So,
The rumor is that it will be set in Egypt.
oh,
This is what it's leading to. Lots of talk has been it's going to be in Egypt because there was a screenshot that was seen and you saw one of the pyramids.
okay. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind going back to the desert kind of place
Yeah,
because it would remind me of the original and Revelations, and we haven't seen it since.
you know what would be good? To actually have an assassin trying to figure out what Altair did.
Yeah.
So you've got someone going along.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily following a new assassin.
Yeah.
You could actually be following Altair.
Yeah.
But you're going through the desert or wherever all these places he's been and finding all these little items and then going flashbacks into what he did.
As a modern day person,
Yes,
you're like an
exactly.
archaeologist
Exactly. Indiana Jones.
in Egypt, but you're playing him, and you know he's got all these cool
Yeah.
assassin moves or whatever. And maybe
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the Templars are trying to stop you from solving it. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bring back in that Desmond feeling that you had of you are actually an important person trying to do this. I mean, you could easily still be a descendant of Altair. There'd be billions.
Whatever they do, they need to do. They need to consider this Ezio trilogy. That was their most successful. Part
they need
of
to
Assassin's Creed, so they need to go back and
bring
do
in
something.
atmosphere or something like that. I mean, if they do this, Altair going back to that, I mean, it won't have as much atmosphere unless, or they could do it really well, like going back to Egypt. You could have a lot done there. But I reckon being an archaeologist or just someone trying to figure out why all this happened, like why Altair was doing all this, would be great. And it would bring a whole new atmosphere to this game rather than just the typical in an animus watching
like
someone else do this.
A movie producer or something. You know, you're getting stuff for movies, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would also sort of, instead of watching something in the animus, like I know in the animus they explain you feel that you're doing it.
Yeah.
But it would make more sense if you're like going along and you're piecing together what he's done. So like you've gone, all right, he was here and all right, now I found something over here. This means he's done this. And then you go through his timeline and try to figure out what he did or something
Wasn't
like
there
that.
a part in Revelations where because it's many years in the future from Altair's time, and you went back to those spots where Altair was?
Yeah, I think you did.
I would love... And of course you went, in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you went to Rome in the modern day, and you can see the Colosseum
all
in
of
modern day,
his all of Ezio's marks and all that sort of stuff.
I would love for them to make a modern game where you return to see, the past, right? But then you can go back into the past and you're there in the past. So you build two massive open worlds. One is the modern day, one is the past.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So you can go in between them. So if you're in the past, you're in an area, maybe it's like a GTA style thing. You can switch characters and you'll go into the modern day area. That kind of thing.
It would also be nice if you could actually like leave little hints in the past and be able to find them in the future. I mean, you might have to scrounge around the area because obviously nothing stays still. But yeah, I reckon that would be a very good idea.
Whatever they're doing, it seems like they're doing it right because they're waiting a year, they're skipping a year. And I think whatever they're doing, there's going to be changes. Did you hear that it could be, I think Jake and I talked about this a couple of episodes ago, it might not be a 2017 release. It could be brought out in 2018.
You know what? I reckon the more time they take with this, the better.
Yeah.
Because it means more ideas flow.
And it means a bigger break.
Yes,
as well,
exactly.
from
I mean,
people playing Assassin's Creed.
Yes, I reckon time is their friend.
Yeah.
I reckon they just need to pull every single thing they can together and just bring back the feeling we got when we all first played number 2.
Yeah. Yeah. They need that.
They need that because...
And the biggest thing is it needs to be different.
Reckon, yes, exactly. But number 2, I reckon, has launched this entire series. Forget number 1. That didn't do much for the series. Number 2 launched this entire thing.
Yeah. There would not be this many sequels if it wasn't for number 2.
No, there wouldn't. So I reckon they need to go back to their roots and try to build what they did in number 2.
Yeah.
Build up all the atmosphere, all the intrigue, everything about it, which would be good. And I still reckon you could easily touch on the past characters. You don't have to build a new assassin every time because you've built all these grandiose characters saying they were the best, and then you barely touch on them. I mean...
It seems like they're going more and more in the future as well.
Yeah.
Syndicate seems to be quite almost modern now.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them stop that and just go straight back.
Yeah. They don't have to go in chronological order either, because, I mean, if you look at all these games, they're just going slightly forward in time each time. But, I mean, you've got free reign on this. You basically made a machine that can make you go to any point in time. Why would you come forth chronologically? I mean, in the Desmond storyline, it made sense because you wanted to figure out where this Adam was. So you had to go from first scene to last scene.
You know Far Cry Primal? Assassin's Creed Primal.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Let's take us back to Stone Age here.
Yeah, the first ever assassin.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know how well your weapons and that would be, though.
Yeah.
Or your hiding abilities, and that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another food for thought thing, but yeah.
So with this new Ezio collection remastered coming out, are you getting it?
Today I found out.
Really?
Today was the first day I've heard of this.
I only found out about a week ago, so
I reckon I have to because I sold all my 360 games.
Really?
I sold all my Assassin's Creed ones because it got to the point where I was like, Assassin's Creed. But I might have to get those 3 again,
especially because you'll be able to play it on Xbox
your
One.
Exactly. And I found out recently because the BioShock collection just came out. And I've started playing over that again, and I realised how good a game that was. So I just might have to with the Assassin's Creeds again. Yeah,
Jake was just telling me before that he's just finished the original BioShock. He said it feels shorter than...
Yes, I will testify to that because I've actually just finished number 2.
Yeah.
They're so much shorter than I remember them being. I remember they were mammoth games when I played them. And I mean, I'm talking, I've played number 1 a good 6 or 7 times. I've played that game a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a lot shorter than I remember because I finished the first one in like a week. And I thought that took me like months.
Well, since you don't have the Assassin's Creed games anymore, I suggest you do pick the trilogy up.
Yes, definitely.
I'm tossing up between it because I've got the trilogy still on my PS3, and my PS3 is all hooked up and everything.
Yeah.
I can just put it up whenever I want. So I don't know if I need to get it on Xbox One. I'm a huge fan of it. Like, I do want to play it. I think it all depends on how remastered it is.
Yes, exactly. If the graphics are just brought into Xbox One graphics standard, if they kept the entire story, to be honest, if they just scrapped it all and rebuilt it all again, that would be brilliant. I mean, I know it's not going to happen.
Not gonna do that,
I know. Like, built it up exactly the same.
Yeah.
But all the new stuff, I mean, I know they're not going to do it because that's just insane amount of work.
I mean, come on. They're trying to build a new Assassin's Creed game.
Yes, exactly. I'd rather them put more time into that and give me all 3 Assassin's Creed games exactly as they were.
They did release a trailer of the Assassin's Creed games, though, but to be honest, they didn't really look any different, and I read that they were showing footage from the PC version. So I'm like, where's the footage from the remastered games? Like, if you're releasing a trailer, shouldn't you have some footage?
Yes, they should. That's a bit
and I'm still looking up every day to try and see what it looks like, but they haven't got real footage yet.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. It could be a surprise, actually, because when's it coming out?
It's supposed to be November, I think.
Okay. Yeah, they could just be keeping it all under lock and key.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be a big surprise as to what they're doing.
I doubt it, but...
I really hope they don't tweak with any mechanics, though. They can't. Yeah. Although, to be honest, I really don't want them to tweak anything with the game. Because it was just so good as it was.
Yeah.
I mean, fine if you do it for Brotherhood and Revelations.
Maybe tweak the parkour.
Maybe.
Because it has been improving.
Yes, it has.
It has improved.
But I still liked the original controls. They weren't bad. I found that the climbing in Unity actually,
Yeah.
it's very easy. It gave you like you basically could climb a building in like 2 seconds. You didn't have to think about anything.
They jump much further.
Whereas in number 2, you actually have to think about, okay, how am I going to get up this building?
Yeah. That's the same in Syndicate. You don't even have to think. You just climb.
Yeah.
I
mean, in number 2, you could still do big leaps, but I mean...
But you have to learn that skill as well.
Yeah.
It's halfway through the game where you actually learn the skill to jump higher.
Yeah, but even, like, you could miss.
Yeah.
Like, even if they just put that in, like, you can jump higher whenever you want.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing for you to grab, you can fall off.
Yeah.
Something like that would be good.
Yeah, I do remember that. The old games, it took a long time to climb those towers.
And it was a bit of an adventure, like, all right, let's climb up this thing.
It was platforming. It was like, you had to look for what to
like
jump
little
on.
hooks or something like that. Little divots in there that your hand could fit in.
Now it's just
climb.
Just put the joystick up and
and
he moves.
That was really, really fun because you'd go, all right, maybe if you only had like an hour to play, you're like, all right, I've got to climb this building. I maybe be able to climb 2 or 3 buildings. You know what you've got to do and you're like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just like, all right, I've got to climb a building, up, jump off.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real adventure to it. So, yeah, I reckon they should keep most of the parkour stuff the same. I reckon, although I wouldn't mind that when you're jumping off the buildings, it was a bit more targeted till you get the hay or whatever's underneath, because the amount of times I've jumped in the wrong direction and died.
How cool would it be if when you jump off, you have to control where you're going, otherwise you'll hit the ground?
That would be pretty cool.
That could just be like a difficulty option, you know? It could be an option, whether you want to do that or not, you know?
Yeah.
Or it could be an automatic, like what it is, just fall into the hay. But have you seen the trailer for the movie?
Oh, I've seen a little bit of it. I'm not sure, though.
Well, I mean, this reminds me of when they did the Prince of Persia movie. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of
it.
it. I saw about half of it.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it as well. But this looks a lot better. This looks that they've done a good job with it. Okay. It's just funny. At the end of the trailer, he does the viewpoint jump. And it's like, what's he going to fall in hay? Come on, this is going to be stupid if he falls in hay.
Yeah.
So, like, because it is stupid. Like, sometimes the fucking viewpoints are so high.
And you just land in a pile of hay.
Like,
and it's like, no. You would be dead.
And even if you land in hay, like, if there's a guard right there, he doesn't hear it.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Which would be good if they did the remaster, just little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be interesting, I don't know. Oh, you haven't played Alien Isolation, have you?
Yes, I bought that.
Yes.
And it's very difficult.
Yes, it is. The sound mechanic.
The what?
Sound mechanic. So you have the Kinect on. If you speak or anything else. So if you're hiding and stuff like that, if you're actually speaking
I
or
haven't
something
got
like
my
that.
Kinect hooked up.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But that would be a nice addition to it. Like, if you're hiding, you got to actually outside be quiet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that would be interesting.
Yeah. I love how they put those things into the games. Like when Mitch was playing NBA, if you swear, you get a penalty. You know? It's like they stop the game. That's a foul. You know.
Yeah.
Because it stops you from going fuck. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice little things that developers like this put in. And it just makes you laugh when you do it. Although in Alien Isolation, it certainly doesn't make you laugh. It makes you shit yourself.
Oh man, see that game. I'm having trouble with where to go. I don't know where to go. I haven't even seen the alien yet.
You wouldn't have gone up to the alien
No.
yet? Oh.
I don't know where to go.
Scott, when you get up to the alien, you're going to shit yourself.
I want to get up to the alien.
No, you don't.
I want to shoot myself.
Because I remember I bought that game because I knew this is an awesome game.
Yeah.
It's such a good idea.
Yeah. It's so simple.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Survive.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're doing that now with like Dying Light and stuff like that. It's just survive.
Yeah.
And it's a really good idea. So I got to start. I was really hard to like, all right, sweet. And I thought, I'll just play on normal. I won't go any higher. I'll just try and cruise through the game a little bit, get the feeling of what I need to do. I started, the thing was pitch black. I'm like, oh, crap. I've made a bad mistake. What was worse, I was in my exam break at the moment, and I was studying a whole heap, and I thought, you know what? I just need to rest and relax a little bit, and I put this game on. It was not the best choice. Anyway, I got into it. I find every single thing I heard creak. I was like, is that the alien? And then I got to a point, I'm like, they're not going to bring the alien in until they give me a cutscene, all right?
Oh, true. Okay, yeah.
And then I saw the cutscene, and I was like, oh god, it begins.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon
Yeah, well, like, I'm maybe 2 hours through the game, right? And so far, it's been most of the time is me going like, "Where the fuck do I go?" But
yeah,
but
it gets a bit like that.
Every noise that I hear, I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
And then I've seen the alien shadow once. There's a light beaming out, and I've seen his shadow. And so I spent like 5 minutes behind a wall, like poking my head around, going, "Should I move?" And then I'm crept up slowly. Like, it's good when a game makes you do that.
Yes.
You know? I don't know about any other games, but horror games make you feel something. You know.
Yes, they definitely do. They give you a sense of fear. For
Yeah.
all else. But yeah, once you get to the alien, the points after it, you have to be very cautious. And I reckon that feature on the Kinect where if anything outside impacts the game, I thought that was brilliant. Like, if you knock over a glass or just hit something out there, it's like you've done that in the game.
Your mum walks in when he's like, "It's how you going?" No.
Yeah, like it would just be it was just a brilliant idea to tie into this type of game, and I don't think it would work well in any other type of game.
All right, we might conclude it there.
Yes, we might.
Thanks for your company.
That's all right. Happy to do
it's
it
good
anytime.
Assassin's Creed talk, something that Jake can't relate to because he hates Assassin's Creed apparently. So
Okay.
that bastard. You should listen to our episode previously where we talk about you actually.
Oh, okay.
Jake's giving you shit, so.
All right. Oh, I'll definitely give him shit next time then.
All right. That concludes episode 29, and we will be back next week with episode 30. Until then.
All right.
Any last words, Kiarn?
No, not really. See you next time.